All right, folks, welcome to 9.9, the quadratic for your Algebra 2 rational functions test review video. Your test is tomorrow, and it is open notes. Guys, the numbers 1 through 6, find any points of discontinuity for the rational function. Discontinuous point here is a value of x that we get, so that makes the denominator 0. So simply sets the terms in the denominator equal to 0. X minus 2 equals 0. X plus 6 equals 0. You get x is 2, x is negative 6. Sets x squared minus 9 equal to 0. You're going to get x squared is 9. X is plus or minus 3. Set x equal to 0 and x minus 4 equal to 0 to get those two answers. On the next one, you can get a fraction. Set 3x minus 2 equal to 0. 3x equals 2. X is 2/3. Set x squared minus 25 equal to 0. Get x squared is 25. X is plus or minus 5. And lastly, sets 5x plus 11 equal to 0. X is a negative 11/5. Guys, when it says describe the vertical asymptotes and holes for the graph of each rational function, still set the bottom equal to 0, like we did. X minus 2 equal to 0. You get x is 2. X plus 4 equals 0. You get x equals negative 4. We'll draw a little arrow to point to, okay, this guy goes there. Notice that the x minus 2's cancel. If something cancels or gets covered up, it's a hole. If it does not go away, it's a vertical asymptote. Same thing here. X equals 0. X plus 3 equals 0. What's going to happen by x's, so this guy got covered up, it's the hole, that one didn't, it's the vertical asymptotes. Got to factor the bottom here, folks, set it equal to 0. You get x is 4, x is negative 4, because I want to see that, boom, those cancel because they cancel hole, because this one did not cancel vertical asymptotes. Okay. Take a look at the next page. Just simplifying. It's all about factoring on the next page. Guys, what can you take out from the top? These are both multiples of 10. Take the 10 out, factor it out. Then the 10s will cancel, leaving you with x plus 5. Here, you can take out an 8. When you take out an 8, you're left with x plus 3. Here, you can divide these by 3. When you divide them by 3, you're left with x plus 3. What cancels? Boom, boom. You're left with 8/3. This is a difference of two perfect squares. It's going to be x minus 6, x plus 6, all over x minus 6. What cancels? The x minus 6's, leaving you with x plus 6. What multiplies to 15? Because it's positive, it adds to 8. 5 and 3. Difference of two perfect squares. X minus 3, x plus 3. Bye-bye, bye-bye. That's your answer. What multiplies to 72 and adds to 17 because it's positive, 9 and 8. And what multiplies to 27 because it's positive adds to 12, 9 and 3. The 9s will cancel. X plus 8 over x plus, oh, that is not right. That should be x plus 8 over x plus 3. All right. 15, difference of two perfect squares, x plus 5, x minus 5. What multiplies to 10 and adds to 7, 2 and 5. This would cancel with this. You'd be left with x minus 5 over x plus 2. Guys, again, you're going to factor. Okay, factor the bottom here. X squared minus 25 is x minus 5, x plus 5. That's all you have to factor. Notice what cancels. Bye-bye, 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 leaving you with 2 over 3. This next one, difference of two perfect squares, x squared minus 9 factors to be x minus 3, x plus 3. What multiplies to 12 adds to 7, x plus 4, x plus 3. So that cancels, that cancels. X plus 4 is going to remain up top. X minus 3 is going to stay down below. Nothing's going to cancel with the 5, but the top has more x's. It has 2 more x's. So by there, and then simply take 2 away, leaving you with 5x squared up top. As the second page shouldn't be that bad. 18 here, guys. You can take out an x from those two terms, leaving you with x minus 5. Difference of two perfect squares, x plus 5, x minus 5. Nothing to factor there. Notice that this x plus 5 cancels with that x plus 5. That x minus 3 cancels with that, or I'm sorry, that x minus 5 cancels with that x minus 5, leaving you with x over 3. When you divide, you got to multiply by the reciprocal. So take that second fraction and flip it. Flip it good. Ask yourself, now that you flipped it, what has more x's, the top or the bottom? The bottom has more, 2 more. What has more y's, the top or the bottom? The top has more, how many more? 5 more. And just multiply, 8 by 3 to give you 24. Multiply 21 by 4 to give you 84. If you left that answer, that'd be fine. Technically, you can divide these both by 12 to get 2 over 7 with your y-fifths over x squared. Again, this is going to, and that one wasn't finished, so let's finish it here. Going to keep that first fraction. Instead, you're going to multiply it by the reciprocal, so flip it. What can you take away from 5x minus 10? You can take away a 5. What can you take away from 6x plus 24? Divide them both by 6. Times, you can take out a 7, leaving you with x plus 4 all over x minus 2. What is going to cancel now? The x plus 4 is over x plus 4. X minus 2 over x minus 2. You're going to do 5 times 7, 35. All over 6 times 1, 6. All right. Here, folks, we got 3x plus 6 over 10x times 7x over 6x plus 12. Take out the 3 they have in common, leaving you with x plus 2 over 10x. Right here, factor out the 6 they have in common, leaving you with x plus 2. Going to cancel, going to cancel, going to cancel, going to cancel. 7 times 3, 21. 10 times 6, 60. Divide them both by 3. 7 over 20. Here, folks, what multiplies to 15 and adds to 8? X plus 5, x plus 3. What multiplies to 20 and adds to 9? X plus 5, x plus 4. So bye-bye to the x plus 4s. X plus 3 is going to stay north. X plus 4 is going to stay south. The 9 over 4. Gosh darn it. I think I'd come back and check this. All right. The top has 3 x's. The bottom just has 1. So the top has 2 more. When you cancel that out. Up here, folks, x squared minus 1 is going to be x minus 1, x plus 1. All over 4x to the third. Can't factor this. That's been factored for you too. So the x minus 1s will cancel. I think there's another little boo-boo here. It's going to be 8. We'll see in a second. Look at this, guys. The x over x to the third cancels. X plus 1 is going to stay with the 5 up top. 4 times 2 is 8, not 4. All right, check your work tomorrow. Don't work too fast. That's what happens. Maybe this video trying to get the answers too quickly. Don't let that happen to you tomorrow. You can only add or subtract fractions when you have the same denominator. You do, so simply do 5 plus 3 and attach the x squared. Simply do 7x minus 1x, that's 6x over 10, which is 3x over 5. You do not have the same denominator in 26, so give it a 2 over 2. That makes it 6x over 12. When you add to 5x over 12, you get 11x over 12. All right, I want 2 and 3 to be the same number, and I can make them both 6's if I give the 2 a 3 and the 3 a 2. Now you're going to have a 6 right here. The highest power of x is x squared, so this guy needs another x if it's just a single x. So give it an x over x. So I have x squared here. They both have y to the third, so we don't have to do anything with the y's. 3x times 3 is 9x. 2 times 2 is plus 4. This is 5 over 1. If this has an x minus 4, this guy needs the x minus 4 too. Use distribution as we've done here. Combine like terms. 7x minus 20 over x minus 4. Don't forget the denominator. If this has the x minus 2, then it needs the other. It needs the x plus 2. If this has the x plus 2, it needs the other. It needs the x minus 2. Use distribution. All right, like we have here. Combine like terms. That's your answer. On the next one, folks, you got to factor this. X squared minus 25 becomes x minus 5x plus 5. If this already has the x minus 5, then you need to give it the x plus 5 over x plus 5. Distribute 4x plus 20 plus 6x. Get 10x plus 20 over x minus 5x plus 5. This has an x minus 3. That has an x minus 3. That has a 2. This needs a 2, so just give it 2 over 2. Make it 10. 6x plus 10 over 2 times x minus 3. When you divide, you need to multiply by the reciprocal, dealing with fractions. So 4 over 2x minus 7 times 3x plus 1 over 3. Multiply straight across. Multiply straight across. 12x plus 4 over 6x minus 21. And on 33, folks, on 33, give this an x minus 3 over x minus 3. Use distribution, because they both have 12s. 7x plus 8x is 15x minus 24 over 12x minus 3. Cross multiply here, folks. When you have an equal sign in between two fractions, you can cross multiply. 1 times 64 equals x times x. X is plus or minus 8. 2 times 11, 22 is equal to 7 times x. 1 times 2x plus 4 equals 5 times x minus 2. Distribute, subtract 2x, add 10 to both sides. 14 over 3, 4.6 repeating, same thing. And the final page here, cross multiply again. 5 times this quantity equals 4 times that quantity. Use distribution, move the 8 over, add 10x to the other side, divide both sides by 14, you get 1/2. Looks intimidating with the x squareds, but don't worry. 4 times this quantity equals 3 times this quantity. The 12x squareds will cancel, leaving you with 8x equals 6. You get 3/4, 6 over 8. Here, guys, just subtract 7 from both sides. You're going to have x minus 2. You're going to have, x minus 2 over 3 equals 6. Then you call it 6 over 1, and then you cross multiply, get x is 20. Same thing here, subtract 4. That's going to leave you, though, with a negative 3 over x plus 2 equals 8 over 1. Cross multiply. Make sure you have a negative 3 there. Lastly, folks, on the last two, you got to have the same denominator, okay? So this is going to be x over 1. Give it an x minus 5 over x minus 5. Use distribution. You're going to have x squared minus 5x plus 3 equals x squared plus 8x. You got negative 5x plus 3 is 8x. Add 5x to both sides. 3 equals 13x. X is 3 over 13. Factor this, folks. Figure out what multiplies to 15 because it's negative differs by 2. That's an x plus 5, x minus 3. This has an x plus 5. It needs the x minus 3 over x minus 3. This has the x minus 3. It needs the x plus 5 over x plus 5. All right, so then distribute. You can have 11x minus 1 is 21. 11x is 22. X is 2, folks. That is